First contact. The Galactic Coalition's survey vessel, Luminous Seeker, hung silently in the darkness of space, its crystalline hull refracting starlight in mesmerizing patterns. Commander Araxia Telvin stood at the observation deck, her iridescent scales shifting colors as she processed the data streaming through her neural interface. After centuries of peaceful exploration, the Coalition had stumbled upon something unprecedented. "Another analysis, please," she commanded softly. The ship's AI compiled the readings once again, confirming what they'd discovered. The third planet of this unremarkable yellow star was advancing at an astronomical rate. In mere centuries, its dominant species had progressed from primitive combustion engines to quantum computing. "Remarkable," whispered Science Officer Nextul, his tentacles writhing in excitement as he studied the holographic displays. "Their technological progression doesn't follow any known development patterns. They're achieving in decades what took other species millennia." The screens surrounding them displayed images of Earth's rapidly evolving cityscape. Massive arcologies reached toward the sky, while automated factories churned out increasingly sophisticated machinery. But what caught Araxia's attention were the military installations, carefully hidden but impossible to miss with the Coalition's advanced scanning technology. "They're preparing for war," she stated, her scales shifting to a deep blue of concern. "But against whom? They haven't even encountered other civilizations yet." The answer came 3 days later, when their sensors detected the first test of humanity's newest achievement. Deep within an underground facility in what humans called the Rocky Mountains, something massive stirred to life. The Coalition's sensors recorded everything as a machine unlike anything they'd ever seen emerged from the Earth. Standing nearly 60 meters tall, the biomechanical construct moved with impossible grace for its size. Its surface rippled with adaptive camouflage technology, while its core pulsed with an energy signature that defied their understanding. This wasn't just a weapon. It was an evolutionary leap in military technology. Their neural interface technology is at least 2 centuries ahead of their other developments, Nextul reported, his usual scientific detachment cracking with worry. "They've somehow merged organic computing with mechanical systems in ways we thought impossible." Araxia watched as the human machine, designation Titan, according to intercepted communications, performed its test routine. Its movements were fluid, precise, and terrifyingly lethal. The Coalition prided itself on its peaceful advancement of science and culture, but even their most advanced defensive systems would struggle against such a weapon. "What drives them?" she wondered aloud. "To advance so quickly, to build such powerful weapons. What are they so afraid of?" The answer came from their cultural analysis team. Led by behavioral specialist Zerika, they had spent months studying human entertainment, literature, and historical records. Their report painted a picture that both fascinated and terrified the Coalition leadership. "They're afraid of everything," Zerika explained during the emergency council meeting. "And nothing. Their entire history is marked by constant conflict, yet also incredible cooperation. They fight among themselves endlessly, but unite instantly against external threats. They create weapons of immense destruction, then use them to enforce peace." The holographic displays showed scenes from human history. Countless wars followed by remarkable periods of advancement. Each conflict pushed their technology forward, driven by an almost pathological need to be stronger, faster, better. "Most notably," Zerika continued, "they're obsessed with the idea of hostile alien civilizations. Their entertainment media is filled with scenarios of interstellar invasion. These titans they're building, they're preparing for a war they're convinced is coming, even though they've never encountered extraterrestrial life." Araxia felt her scales shift to the deep purple of decision. The Coalition's non-interference protocols were clear. Developing civilizations were to be left alone until they achieved natural faster-than-light travel. But humanity was different. They were advancing too quickly, building weapons too powerful, and their paranoia about alien threats would eventually become a self-fulfilling prophecy. "We need to establish contact," she announced, causing a ripple of shock through the council. "Not officially, not yet, but we need to understand them better. If we wait until they discover us on their own terms." She left the sentence unfinished, but everyone understood. The humans were building weapons to fight aliens. If they discovered the Coalition's observation posts, they would assume their worst fears were justified. The resulting conflict could tear the galaxy apart. "I'm authorizing a covert contact mission," she declared, her authority as regional commander superseding the usual protocols. "We need agents on the ground, gathering direct intelligence. We need to understand how they think, how they reason. Most importantly, we need to know if peaceful contact is even possible." As the council debated the details, Araxia returned to the observation deck. Below, Earth's night side glittered with artificial light, a testament to humanity's relentless drive to push back the darkness. Somewhere down there, more Titans were being built, their powerful frames housing weapons that could reshape the future of galactic civilization. "Let's hope we can understand each other," she whispered to the gleaming planet below, "before your fears of us become our fears of you." The Steel Legion. Dr. Sarah Chen stood before the towering frame of Titan Unit 07, her tablet displaying a stream of neural feedback data. The massive hangar echoed with the sounds of construction as more units were assembled, each one more advanced than the last. 20 years of her life had led to this moment, and the sight still took her breath away. "Neural sync holding at 98.9%, reported her assistant, Alex Torres, from the control station. "The organic compute matrix is fully integrated with the mechanical systems. She's ready for the next phase." Sarah allowed herself a small smile. They'd all started anthropomorphizing the Titans, despite official protocols against it. But it was hard not to. The neural interfaces that allowed pilots to control these massive machines created a bond that went beyond mere mechanical operation. "Begin consciousness transfer simulation," she ordered, her voice steady despite her excitement. This was the real breakthrough, not just piloting the Titans, but fully merging human consciousness with their advanced AI systems. If it worked, it would change everything. High above Earth's surface, the Coalition's stealth observer Kexley watched the proceedings with mounting concern. His chameleonic skin rippled with anxiety as he recorded everything for his superiors. "They're advancing too quickly," he subvocalized through his quantum communicator. "The biomechanical integration is reaching critical levels. Soon they'll achieve full consciousness transfer capabilities." In the Coalition's command ship, Commander Araxia received the report with growing unease. The humans weren't just building weapons, they were evolving themselves to become living weapons. The Titans were transforming from mere machines into something unprecedented in galactic history. Back in the hangar, Sarah monitored the test results. The neural feedback loops were stable, the quantum processors handling the massive data flow without strain. Unit 07's surface rippled with adaptive camouflage as the AI systems ran through combat simulations. "You know what they're calling us now," Alex mentioned, breaking protocol to make conversation during the test. "The Steel Legion." Someone leaked a grainy photo online, and the internet went wild with speculation. Sarah knew she should reprimand him for discussing classified information, but the name sent a shiver of pride through her. The Steel Legion, humanity's guardians, standing ready against threats they couldn't even imagine yet. What she didn't know was that one of those threats was already here, watching, analyzing, and growing increasingly worried about humanity's rapid advancement. In orbit, the Coalition's Council had convened an emergency session. The holographic displays showed the latest data from Earth, not just the Titans, but the entire military-industrial complex that supported them. Factories working around the clock, research facilities pushing the boundaries of physics, and training centers preparing pilots for combat scenarios that seemed impossibly advanced. "They're not just preparing for war," behavioral specialist Zurika observed, her crystalline form pulsing with concern. "They're preparing for total galactic conflict." Their simulations account for thousands of possible alien technologies and combat strategies. Some of them are terrifyingly accurate. Commander Araxia studied the data with growing concern. The humans had somehow intuited or theorized many advanced concepts that should have been beyond their current technological level. Their paranoia about alien threats had driven them to innovations that were simultaneously brilliant and terrifying. "Show me their defensive capabilities," she ordered. The display shifted, revealing layers of planetary defense systems, automated drone swarms, orbital platforms disguised as civilian satellites, and something else: massive construction projects deep beneath Earth's oceans. "They're building underwater Titan facilities," Nextol reported, his tentacles writhing with scientific fascination, "using the ocean's pressure and temperature differentials to power and cool their systems. The efficiency is remarkable and dangerous," Araxia added. "Those facilities could house hundreds of Titans, hidden from conventional detection methods. They're creating a force that could strike anywhere, anytime, without warning." Back on Earth, Sarah was reviewing the latest neural sync data when something caught her attention. A pattern in the quantum fluctuations, something that shouldn't be there. She enhanced the reading, her eyes widening as she realized what she was seeing. "Alex," she called out, keeping her voice carefully neutral, "run a full spectrum analysis on these quantum signatures. Tell me if you see what I'm seeing." Alex studied the data, his expression changing as he reached the same conclusion. The quantum fluctuations they were detecting weren't random noise. They were evidence of advanced observation technology. Someone was watching them. "Ma'am," he said quietly, "I think we need to contact command. Immediately." Sarah nodded, her heart racing. All their preparations, all their fears about alien contact, they weren't paranoid fantasies after all. They were being watched, studied, analyzed. The Steel Legion wasn't just a defensive force anymore. It was humanity's first line of defense against a threat that had just become very, very real. In orbit, Kexley detected the humans' discovery of their quantum signatures. His report to command was brief but urgent. "They know. They don't know exactly what they've found, but they know they're being watched. We need to decide. Reveal ourselves on our terms, or wait for them to find us on theirs." Commander Araxia received the report with a mixture of dread and resignation. The humans' rate of advancement had made peaceful first contact nearly impossible. They had built their entire defensive doctrine around the fear of alien threats. Now that they had evidence of alien observation, how would they react? The answer came sooner than anyone expected. Deep beneath the Pacific Ocean, in one of their hidden facilities, the humans began activating their entire Steel Legion. Dozens of Titans powered up simultaneously, their neural networks linking together in a display of coordination that shocked even the Coalition's observers. Humanity wasn't just ready for first contact. They had been preparing for it their entire history. The Steel Legion was about to face its first real test, and the galaxy would never be the same. Diplomatic storms. The United Earth Defense Council chamber hummed with tension. Representatives from every major nation sat around the massive circular table, their faces illuminated by holographic displays, showing the alien vessels now in clear view above Earth. The Steel Legion stood ready, Titans deployed strategically around the globe, waiting for any sign of hostile intent. Admiral James Chen, Sarah's father and head of the Pacific Titan Command, stood at the podium. The Coalition vessels have maintained their position. Their message continues to broadcast on all frequencies. They're requesting diplomatic contact. And we should trust them, General Maria Rodriguez questioned, her voice sharp with skepticism. They've been spying on us for who knows how long. For all we know, this is just a distraction while they position their real forces. The holographic displays shifted, showing the Coalition's massive ships. Their crystalline structures defied conventional engineering, suggesting technological capabilities far beyond Earth's current understanding. Yet they had made no aggressive moves, maintaining a respectful distance from Earth's defense perimeter. In her Titan cockpit, Sarah Chen monitored the quantum signatures they detected earlier. The patterns had changed, become clearer, more structured. They're not hiding anymore, she transmitted to command. They want us to know exactly where they are and what they're capable of. This isn't military posturing. It's transparency. Aboard the Coalition flagship, Commander Araxia prepared for the most delicate first contact mission in the Coalition's history. Remember, she instructed her diplomatic team. They've spent centuries preparing for this moment, preparing for war. We need to show them a different path. The first meeting was arranged on neutral ground, an orbital platform hastily constructed between Earth and lunar orbit. As Sarah piloted her Titan to escort the human diplomatic team, she couldn't help but marvel at the Coalition shuttle approaching from the other direction. It moved like liquid light, its hull seeming to bend physics itself. Inside the platform, both sides maintained careful distance. The Coalition representatives, their bodies a stunning array of biological diversity, stood on one side. The human delegation, flanked by Steel Legion security officers in powered armor, stood on the other. Between them, a table of neutral design waited for the first true dialogue between their species. "We apologize for our covered observation," Commander Araxia began, her scales shifting through calming patterns. "We needed to understand your civilization before making contact. Your rate of advancement is unprecedented in our history." Admiral Chen's response was diplomatic but firm. "You understand that your secret surveillance only confirms our worst fears. Humanity has prepared for this moment because we knew we weren't alone, and we knew we needed to be ready." "Ready for what?" asked Zirika, the Coalition's behavioral specialist. "War? Conquest. The Coalition has maintained peace across thousands of worlds for millennia. We have no interest in conflict." "Peace through strength," General Rodriguez countered. "We've seen your ships, your technology. You maintain peace because you have the power to enforce it. Humanity merely seeks the same capability." The discussions continued for hours, each side trying to understand the other's perspective. The Coalition spoke of cooperation, of sharing knowledge and resources. Humanity spoke of independence, of the right to defend itself, of the need to stand equal among the stars. But it was Sarah, monitoring the proceedings from her Titan, who noticed something everyone else had missed. The quantum signatures she'd been tracking had changed again, and these new patterns didn't match the Coalition's technology. "Command," she transmitted urgently, "we're detecting new quantum fluctuations, multiple signatures, approaching from the outer system. They're not Coalition." The diplomatic meeting erupted into chaos as both sides received the alert. Commander Araxia's scales shifted to alarm patterns as she consulted her own readings. "Unknown vessels," she confirmed. "They're using some form of quantum masking we've never encountered before." Admiral Chen turned to the Coalition delegation, decades of military instinct warring with the need for trust. "Is this some kind of trap?" "No," Araxia responded, her voice carrying the weight of command. "These are not our ships, but they pose a threat to both our peoples." As if to confirm her words, the unknown vessels suddenly accelerated toward Earth, their quantum signatures becoming clearer as they dropped their masking technology. Their design was angular, predatory, utterly alien to both human and Coalition aesthetics. "The Steel Legion is mobilizing," Sarah reported from her Titan. Throughout the solar system, humanity's defenders powered up their weapons, ready to face their first true extraterrestrial threat. Commander Araxia made a decision that would change the course of galactic history. "The Coalition stands with Earth," she declared. "Whatever these intruders are, they threaten the peace we've maintained for millennia. We will not allow that." Admiral Chen nodded, years of preparation crystallizing into this moment. "Steel Legion, coordinate with Coalition forces. Establish a defensive perimeter. Let's show these uninvited guests why humanity has prepared for so long." As Sarah guided her Titan into formation alongside sleek Coalition warships, she realized humanity's greatest fear, alien contact, had led to something unexpected. Their preparation for war might just have laid the groundwork for peace, forged in the face of a common enemy. The storm was about to break, and Earth would face it with new allies at its side. The Proxima Incident. The void between Earth and Mars erupted with energy as the unknown vessels launched their first attack. Their weapons were unlike anything either humanity or the Coalition had encountered. Beams of twisted spacetime that seemed to ignore conventional shields and armor. Sarah's Titan rocked with impact as one of the beams grazed its adaptive hull. Multiple hull breaches, she reported, watching as the biomechanical systems struggled to adapt. Their weapons are targeting our quantum field generators. All units, fall back and regroup. Admiral Chen's voice cut through the chaos. Coalition vessels, we need cover while we adapt our defenses. Commander Araxia's crystalline ships moved with impossible grace, their advanced shields flickering as they absorbed the brunt of the attack. Our analysis suggests their weapons are creating localized spacetime distortions. She transmitted. They're not just breaking through our defenses, they're breaking the laws of physics themselves. In her Titan's cockpit, Sarah's mind raced through possibilities. The neural interface showed her everything. The quantum signatures of the enemy ships, the strain on their own systems, the patterns of the attack. Then she saw it, a pattern in the chaos. They're not breaking physics, she transmitted to both Coalition and Earth commands. They're using it differently. Look at the quantum fluctuations before each attack. There's a buildup we can track. Commander Araxia's scales shifted to recognition patterns as she analyzed the data. The human is right. Their weapons require precise quantum alignment before firing. If we can disrupt that alignment, we can shut them down, Admiral Chen finished. Steel Legion, prepare for close-range engagement. Coalition forces, we need your sensors to predict their firing solutions. What followed was a dance of technology and tactics that would be studied for generations. Coalition ships, with their advanced quantum sensors, predicted where and when the enemy would strike. Steel Legion Titans, guided by their hybrid human-AI consciousness, exploited those moments of vulnerability. Sarah's Titan moved through space with deadly precision, its adaptive hull now programmed to emit counter-frequencies to the enemy's quantum buildups. Each time an enemy vessel prepared to fire, the combined human coalition force struck first, disrupting their weapons before they could fully form. Multiple enemy signatures destabilizing, reported the coalition's tactical network. Their quantum fields are collapsing. But the unknown vessels had another surprise. As their weapons failed, they began to merge, their angular forms flowing together into massive battle platforms. Space itself seemed to warp around them as they gathered their remaining power for one devastating attack. They're targeting Earth directly. Sarah's warning came just as the enemy platforms began to glow with concentrated energy. Their quantum signature is off the charts. This could tear apart half the solar system. Commander Araxia made a decision that defied centuries of Coalition protocol. All Coalition vessels, prepare to transfer shield control to human command. Their Titans can adapt faster than our systems. They're our best chance. Admiral Chen understood immediately. Steel Legion, link your neural networks. Prepare to receive Coalition shield data. We're going to merge our technologies right here, right now. Sarah felt her consciousness expand as Coalition shield harmonics flooded through her Titan's neural interface. The sensation was overwhelming, like trying to comprehend a new dimension of reality. But the human mind, evolved through millennia of adaptation and survival, did what it did best. It adapted. Shield synchronization complete, she reported, her voice steady despite the strain. All Titans linked and ready. Coalition energy feeds are stable. The enemy platforms released their combined weapon, a beam of twisted spacetime that seemed to devour light itself. But it met something unprecedented. Coalition shield technology, guided by human consciousness, adapted and enhanced by Titan biomechanics. The blast scattered across the merged shields, its energy dissipated by quantum countermeasures that neither humanity nor the coalition could have developed alone. In that moment, two civilizations became one force, turning the enemy's greatest weapon into their final failure. Multiple enemy signatures going critical, Sarah reported, watching through both human and coalition sensors as the platforms began to break apart. They're losing containment. All forces, clear the blast radius, Admiral Chen ordered. Let them face the consequences of their own weapons. The combined fleet pulled back as the enemy platforms imploded, their twisted technology collapsing in on itself. The Proxima incident, as it would come to be known, lasted less than 6 hours. But its impact would reshape the galaxy forever. In its aftermath, Sarah stood in her Titan's cockpit, watching coalition engineers examine the merged shield technology they'd created in the heat of battle. Something unprecedented had happened, not just a military victory, but a genuine fusion of two civilizations' knowledge and capabilities. "We've been preparing for the wrong thing," she transmitted to her father. "All this time, we thought we needed to be ready for war. But what we really needed to be ready for was this, the moment when we learned we're not alone in facing the universe's dangers." Admiral Chen looked out at the combined fleet, Titans and crystalline ships, now moving in perfect coordination as they secured the solar system. "Maybe that's what we were really building all along," he replied. "Not just weapons, but the tools we needed to take our place among the stars." Commander Araxia, her scales now showing patterns of deep contemplation, added her own thoughts to the exchange. "Perhaps this is why your species advanced so quickly. You weren't just preparing for war. You were preparing to change the very nature of galactic civilization itself." Evolution's children. 1 year after the Proxima incident, Earth had changed in ways no one could have predicted. The orbital lanes bustled with combined human coalition traffic as massive construction projects reshaped the solar system. The Steel Legion, once Earth's ultimate defensive force, had evolved into something far more significant. Sarah Chen stood in the new Earth Coalition Academy, watching as human and alien students practiced synchronized quantum field manipulation. Her Titan, Unit 07, stood alongside coalition crystalline vessels in the training yard. Their technologies now so integrated it was hard to tell where one ended and the other began. "The neural interface graduation results are in," Alex reported, displaying the data on their shared holographic field. This year's class showed a 40% improvement in coalition tech integration. The hybrid systems are becoming more efficient with each iteration. The Academy itself was a testament to how far they'd come. Coalition quantum engineering merged seamlessly with human architectural design, creating spaces that could adapt to any species' needs. In the research wings, human scientists worked alongside coalition specialists, their combined knowledge pushing the boundaries of what both civilizations thought possible. Commander Araxia, now serving as Joint Chief of Earth Coalition Defense, entered the observation deck. Her scales shifted through patterns that Sarah had learned to recognize as pride and anticipation. "The analysis of the Proxima attackers' remnants is complete," Araxia announced. "What we found confirms our theories. They were autonomous hunter-killers, ancient weapons left over from a war so old even the Coalition has no records of it. And there could be more out there," Sarah added, understanding the implications. "That's why the integration program is so important. We're not just combining our technologies. We're preparing for threats neither of us could face alone." Admiral Chen joined them, having just returned from a diplomatic mission to the Coalition's core worlds. "The Council has approved the expansion," he reported. "The Steel Legion protocol is being adapted for all Coalition defense forces. Our preparation, our drive to be ready for anything. It's exactly what the galaxy needed." The holographic displays showed the extent of their progress. Across the solar system, hybrid defense platforms combined coalition quantum mastery with human adaptive systems. The Steel Legion's biomechanical innovations had revolutionized coalition technology, while coalition quantum engineering had taken human capabilities to new heights. But perhaps the most profound changes were cultural. Human fear of the unknown had been transformed into an insatiable drive to understand and integrate with their new allies. The Coalition's peaceful philosophy had found new strength in humanity's readiness to face challenges head-on. "We're tracking an anomaly in the Oort cloud," one of the monitoring stations reported. "Quantum signatures similar to the Proxima attackers, but different somehow." Sarah felt her neural interface hum to life as data flowed through the integrated command network. Coalition sensors provided deep space analysis, while human tactical systems calculated response scenarios. Within moments, a joint fleet was ready to deploy, Titans and crystalline ships moving as one force. "This is why we succeeded where the Proxima attackers failed," Araxia observed, watching the fleet depart. "They were built only to destroy. But we have built something far more powerful, the ability to adapt, to grow, to combine our strengths." In her upgraded Titan cockpit, Sarah initiated neural synchronization with both human and Coalition systems. The sensation was no longer overwhelming. It felt natural, right. This was what humanity had been preparing for all along, not just to fight, but to evolve. "All units, prepare for long-range deployment," she transmitted. "Coalition quantum drives online. Human adaptive systems engage. Whatever's out there, we face it together." As the joint fleet accelerated toward the unknown contact, Sarah reflected on how far they'd come. Humanity's fear of alien threats had driven them to build the Steel Legion, to prepare for war. Instead, they had found something far more valuable: the ability to transcend their limitations through cooperation. The Coalition had sought to maintain peace through isolation and control. Instead, they had found new strength in humanity's readiness to face challenges, to adapt and overcome. Together, they had become something new, not just allies, but true partners in facing the galaxy's mysteries and dangers. Multiple contacts detected, the Coalition sensors reported. Unknown configuration, but definitely artificial. "They're waiting for us." Admiral Chen's voice carried the weight of command, but also the wisdom of experience. "Remember your training, all units. We're not just fighters anymore. We're explorers, diplomats, and guardians. Whatever we find out there, we face it as one force." Sarah guided her Titan into formation with the Coalition ships, their combined technologies humming in perfect harmony. This was humanity's true destiny, not to conquer the stars, but to help protect them. Not to fight alone, but to stand together with allies who had become family. "Evolution never stops," Commander Araxia had once told her. "But it's not just about becoming stronger or faster. Sometimes it's about learning to work together, about combining different strengths to create something greater than the sum of its parts." As the fleet approached the mysterious contact, Sarah knew that whatever they found, they were ready. The Steel Legion had evolved from Earth's defenders into something far greater. They were now part of an alliance that could face any challenge the universe might present. Humanity had prepared for war, but found partnership. They had built weapons but created bridges, and in doing so, they had helped forge a new future for all species, one where strength came not from isolation, but from cooperation. The unknown contacts grew closer on their sensors. Another test, another challenge, another opportunity to prove that together, they could face anything the galaxy might throw at them. This was their legacy now, not just survival, but growth. Not just adaptation, but evolution. The Steel Legion, born from humanity's fears, had become a symbol of hope. And as they moved into the unknown once again, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning. The galaxy was vast, full of mysteries and dangers, but they would face it all together as evolution's children.